just gonna run through what I did, so that way you know what to do on how to change your oil on your 1991 to 1994 CBR600F2. So first things first, you probably have to pop this whole side panel off, which makes it a lot easier to get to the oil filter here. So the oil filter, if you don't pop the panel off, you'll notice here in line, it'll probably be out to here. So you'd have to like reach in between the headers here to be able to get to the oil filter. But if you just take this cover off, which is super, super simple, you first have to take off this tail piece, which I just zip tied mine on. It's got one zip tie here at the bottom, another one here, which the seat will cover up to here, which blocks these zip ties. Some people put zip ties up here. I don't think you should. I think you should just put it right here. It makes it a lot cleaner. But you gotta take off this side cover, and then you gotta take off this little panel here, which is this. You'll have one of these put right here on the cover. It's just 1 bolt, 2 bolt, it comes right off. Ta-da. Now, that side cover is gonna fit on here on the side, and it's gonna have a bolt here, it's gonna have a bolt here, it's gonna have a bolt here, down here, and one underneath, and then a bolt here, and one more in the middle here. So that should be all the bolts to take off this whole side piece. Just whenever you take it off, make sure it comes off of this nicely, and that there's a little pin that goes in here, like a little tab. Make sure that comes out, and this tab comes out smoothly. Otherwise, you can break the tab off and it won't line up anymore. But under here, right there, it's a 17mm bolt right by where the last Y of your exhaust is. It's right there. So you're gonna go ahead and loosen that, and then make sure you stand the bike upright. Like right now it's on its kickstand. You want to go ahead and tilt it upright. So after it's done draining, we'll go ahead and get to the oil filter here. This is a STP filter. Here's the part number. You want to make sure that whenever you're done draining the oil, you can shine a light. If you see any glitter, you know, it should not be shiny. If you see any signs of glitter, that's typically pretty bad. After you pop the filter off, which actually I use this Duralast, there's the part number. Go ahead and stick this right on the oil filter, and then you'll probably have to get through it through here. So you'll have to turn the wheel, so that way you can put a ratchet here, and then put it on the end, loosen it up, take this off, finish spinning it off. It will leak perfectly in the little exhaust channel right here. Just go ahead and wipe that up as best as you can whenever you're done. But then go ahead and don't forget to lube up the O-ring on your new oil filter. Rubber O-ring right here, and make sure you lube that up before you put it on, so that way it seals appropriately. And you want to make sure the O-ring is on your old filter, because you don't want 2 O-rings on there or else it'll leak. So then you go ahead and put your drain plug back in, put your oil filter on, and the F2s should hold about 3.6 quarts, 3.7 quarts of some 1040. I just use Valvoline. You can use Mobil 1, you can use the OEM spec. Make sure it is for motorcycles. It is for 4-stroke motorcycles, because these have a wet clutch. 10 times better for friction on clutches. Yep, right there, wet clutch transmissions. So you want to make sure the oil is for wet clutches. The F2 was made from 91 to 94, and then the F3, they hold about 3.9 instead of 3.6. This is about 3.6. Whenever you check the oil, you have it upright. You don't want it leaned over, and you want to check your stick whenever it's upright. To check the oil, you want to make sure you screw this all the way down in, down to where it bottoms. Go ahead and tilt the bike upright. Let it settle for a little bit, and go ahead and lean it back on the stand. And then go ahead and this off and check the oil right there. It's right where you want it to be. Also, these bikes are noted for the rectifier burning the plug off. Like mine burnt the plug here, and I had to install a new plug here. And the cam chain tensioner, they come with a hydraulic cam chain tensioner from the factory, and they're junk. They're junk. So make sure you get a manual cam chain tensioner and watch a few guides. I'll probably make a video later on how to adjust these. And don't forget to change your spark plugs every now and again, and do your valve shims. Stay up to date on the valve shims because they're very important as well. And this bike will reach 63,000 miles. 63,000 miles on this thing. These bikes are bulletproof if you take care of them. If you take care of them. Even though they are a Honda and they'll run with no oil in them for an extended period of time, and you can do wheelies and starve them of oil and whatever else, everything. Don't forget to take care of general maintenance, from oil changes to spark plugs, valve shims. Make sure your cam chain's not rattling around. Just make sure you stay up to date on your maintenance, especially your brakes. If the master starts to go out, then buy a new master. All right, I kind of rambled on about like what all maintenance you should keep up on, and that is all. Ciao.